The angel never saw it coming. The moment she grants this man the ultimate power, his fist slams into her face without mercy. Before she can even beg, her wings are ripped apart, because he knows the truth. This angel who looks so pure and holy is nothing but a monster who lives for slaughter. Humanity? Just livestock, penned up by God. They grow and evolve inside the cage called Earth. But one day, God grows bored of feeding these insects. So the apocalypse game begins, designed to wipe humanity out. But something goes wrong. While everyone else drops to their knees before the angel, the man who was supposed to be a puppet kills the guide angel instead. Just now, I claimed first place in the death trial. The rewards are generous, but I want more. I demand extra rewards from the angel. The words barely leave my mouth, and murder flashes in her eyes. She cannot stand an insect overstepping. She moves to erase me on the spot, but her system privileges are already spent, so she decides to handle this herself, away from the other traveler's eyes. If the higher-ups find out, there will be consequences. What she doesn't know is that this is all my trap. She leads me into a small grove of trees. To lower my guard, she turns and flashes a gentle smile. Then a brutal punch explodes into her face. The force sends her crashing to the ground. She can't believe it. I'm already reaching. My hand closes around her wings. I rip them off without hesitation. My goal is simple. Ground her. No wings, no escape, because I know angels look down on humans to their core, and her kill ability can only be used once per day, so I baited her here on purpose. The angel lets out a piercing shriek. Spare me! I can grant you extra power, but before she can finish, her head hits the ground. I know exactly how deep the contempt runs. 1,000 rebirths, 1,000 times watching their hypocrisy up close, and every single one of those lives was spent becoming the first person to kill an angel, to claim the one hidden reward and achievement. Congratulations, you are the first traveler to slay a guide angel. Hidden achievement unlocked, God Slayer. Rewards, S-rank slaughter rune, angel blood armor. This is the secret it took. 1,000 rebirths to uncover. This blood will awaken my hidden talent, Death God. Whoever possesses it will receive power linked to the very source of death. As the talent awakens, new abilities will unlock. First stage, Death God's Eye, reveals every living being's fatal weakness and the path of their death. Higher stages remain locked for now, but I know the Death God talent's final form holds enough power to tear space itself apart, and I know this clearly. Now is not the time to dwell on this. I need to complete my talent awakening before every other traveler finishes their class awakening. Then the system cuts in. Round 1 of the trial is over. Every soul snaps back into their body, like waking from a long nightmare, but the bodies piled around them make it undeniable. All of it was real. 1.8 billion people entered the trial. Only 900 million made it out. Within minutes, news floods every screen. Governments collapse into panic. Social media fills with screams and prayers. I have no time for any of that. I close my fists slowly. An indescribable power surges through me. Every stat, every skill, every talent earned in the trial has carried over into my real body. For ordinary people, that kind of surge might break them. But I know this is not good news. As travelers grow stronger, they become something beyond human. Even the most advanced weapons won't be able to stop them. Law, order, morality, all of it will crumble before absolute power. What I need to do is become the master of every traveler alive, until I slay God and end this cursed cycle. But right now, there is something more urgent. I sprint home. I push the door open. Xia is still curled up, on the couch, asleep, brow furrowed slightly, like she is trapped in a nightmare. Xia, wake up. She blinks open her eyes, and only relaxes when she sees me. Kai, I just had the most terrifying dream. So many people just gone. It's okay. I'm here. Come on, we need to go somewhere. This late? Where? To find someone. That someone is Wade. In my memories from the first rebirth, this so-called upperclassman had been bullying Xia for months. He used his size to push her around constantly, extorting her for money, and in later rebirths, things got worse. Much worse. He put her in the hospital. The first time I was reborn, I was too weak to do anything, but this time is different. We reach Wade's usual corner quickly. Sure enough, he is there with a few thugs at the alley entrance. He spots Xia and saunters over with that smug grin. Well, out this late to see your upperclassmen? How much pocket money did you bring? His eyes don't even land on me, because in his mind, Xia's older brother is a worthless coward not worth a second glance. I step forward, my voice is dead calm. Get on your knees, apologize to her. 2 seconds of silence, then laughter. Is this kid out of his mind? He doesn't finish the sentence. I grab his wrist. A sharp crack of bone splits the silence, cutting through the alley like a blade. Wade's laughter dies instantly, replaced by a scream that tears through the night. His crew snaps out of it and rushes me with whatever they can grab. I tilt my head around an iron rod and drive my palm into the first guy's chest. His whole body launches off the ground and crashes into the wall. The second one is faster, a straight punch aimed at my face. I sidestep it effortlessly and grab his collar. I toss him like he weighs nothing, start to finish, under 5 seconds. The alley is quiet now. Wade sits slumped on the ground, clutching his crushed wrist, face white with fear. I crouch in front of him, eyes like ice. Did you miss the news? 1.8 billion people entered the trial. 900 million of them died, and I took first place. Wade's pupils shrink. Of course he saw the news. The whole world has been covering the disaster. Those who survived came back with power beyond human limits. They're called travelers, and the man right in front of him is ranked number 1. From this day forward, if you ever appear within Xia's sight again, anywhere near her, I will make your life worse than death. I turn and take Xia's hand. Her hand is trembling slightly. Kai, when did you get so strong? You never have to be afraid of anyone again. But when we get home, I don't rest. I open my laptop and begin the real plan. Memories from past rebirths tell me, after the trial begins, the global economy, will suffer a violent collapse within 3 months. But before that happens, one stock is going to explode, hundreds of times over. The Stellan Group. Its CEO Marcus Chin is a traveler himself. In past lives he was one of my most important allies. He carries a hidden talent, Dark Knight, brutally powerful. Over the coming months, he will use his power as a traveler to rapidly expand his business empire and drive the Stellan Group from a small newly listed company to a trillion-dollar giant. I take every coin I have saved, together with the gold coins I brought back from round 1, and pour it all into Stellan Group stock. 2.5 days later, the stock explodes. My assets skyrocket, but I don't stop. I roll every single gain back into Stellan Group. Using knowledge from past lives, I work my way inside their operations and run the cycle 3 times. Within 1 week, the number of zeros in my account balance becomes mind-blowing. I become the mystery shareholder holding 31% of the Stellan Group. Shia stares at the bank notification, completely frozen. Kai, are there too many zeros here? How much is this? Enough to last you several lifetimes. You didn't do something illegal, did you? I smile and say nothing. Then I use the funds to purchase a top-tier luxury mansion with 360-degree security monitoring and round-the-clock private guards. Zia thinks it is too much. Kai, just the 2 of us in a place this big? The more expensive the home, the better the security. Every month on the first day, a traveler's soul gets pulled into the trial. During that time, our physical bodies are completely helpless. That is when we are most vulnerable. No matter how powerful you are inside the stellar realm, if your body dies in the real world, everything ends. The color drains from Shia's face instantly. 2.5 days later, round 2 begins. I ruffle Shia's hair and tell her not to worry. The guards will protect her the entire time my soul is away. When I open my eyes again, I am already in the stellar realm. Unlike round 1, this time we are not on a barren plain. We are inside an ancient stone city wrapped in dense forest. The air carries a distinct fragrance, the scent of the tree of life, unique to the stellar realm. Every traveler has been sent here, and many of them recognize me. First place from the last trial, the Black Scythe. The crowd instinctively keeps its distance, their eyes full of awe and unease. Then, an angel appears out of thin air. Everyone wonders why it is not the same one as before. She smiles and explains that the previous guide angel had an accident, and she will be guiding the travelers through round 2. In my eyes, just another mask hiding the same rot underneath. Then the angel announces the rules. In this round, travelers must elect a zone commander within 3 hours. The good news, no killing required this round. The winner commands all travelers in the zone and can even decide who lives and who dies. Voting opens in 2.5 hours. Those who complete the vote will be sent back to the real world. The crowd erupts with relief. No killing, they love that. But I know the truth. Electing a zone commander is not the real priority. Round 2 has a hidden mission, but it only triggers at level 10, so I don't linger in the city. I head straight into the forest. The forests of the stellar realm are nothing like those on Earth. The trees rise dozens of meters tall, their canopies blotting out the sky. Glowing moss clings to every branch. The air is warm and thick with moisture. Deep growls roll in from somewhere distant. This is a real world, not a game, not an illusion. Every leaf, every insect's call, a real living thing. I find a goblin on the outer edge of the forest and tear through it in an instant. But the outer ring is too sparse. I push deeper into the heart of the forest where goblin nests cluster in swarms. Any ordinary traveler who wanders here would never make it out. I smile. Death God's Eye activates, glowing dim blue in the dark. Every goblin's fatal weak point stands out clearly. 1 slash, 1 kill. Half an hour later I hit level 9. Without hesitation I pour every attribute point into agility. 1,000 rebirths have taught me, no matter how tough your body is in the early stages, a single fatal strike will still end you. But if you're fast enough, nothing can touch you. Then I sense it. Someone behind me. Death God's Eye picks up 2 life signatures, one behind a tree, one in the undergrowth. I raise my short blade. Come out. A woman steps out from behind the tree, a traveler. Then a man follows behind her. The moment I make out his face, my pupils shrink. Zane Su, Marcus Chin's right hand, one of the most powerful travelers alive. In past lives, he was a core member of the Dark Knight Order, and one of the allies I intend to recruit. And the woman, a celebrity known by the stage name Yuna, holder of the summoner talent, and destined to be the 3rd-ranked fighter in the zone. But according to every past life, I should not be meeting them this early. Yuna presses her hands together nervously and says carefully, "We saw you take first place in round 1. We want to team up with you." I turn them down. I don't need a team right now. More importantly, I need to level up faster. As I turn to leave, I catch a glimpse of Yuna's legs giving out beneath her, nearly dropping to the ground. Zane catches her. They exchange a look, both of them shaken to the core. That presence, nobody gets first place by accident. I don't stop. I go deeper. After clearing a few more goblins, the noise I make draws in a pack of werewolves. These silver-gray beasts tower over goblins. Standing upright, they are over 2 meters tall, their limbs armored with coarse, hardened fur. But through Death God's Eye, every weak point on their bodies glows like a target. I do the math with a smile. Just enough to level up. The scythe sweeps. Blood sprays. Congratulations! Level 10 reached. Shop unlocked. Angel blood detected in inventory. Activate hidden talent awakening. No hesitation. I choose yes without a second thought. The angel blood transforms into a dim blue flame and sinks into my palm. In an instant, a trembling surge of power erupts from the depths of my soul. My shadow on the ground warps and twists, and solidifies into a pitch-black scythe. Hidden talent Death God. Stage 1 awakening complete. Exclusive weapon obtained, Soul Eater Scythe. Death God's Eye activated. Eternal Night Domain, Soul Reap, unlocked. Death Mark obtained. Damage to targets increased by 120%. Title obtained, Godslayer. Bonus effect, double damage against divine beings. I open the shop, spend 20,000 gold on a tracking skill, and lock it onto someone I've hated for a very long time. Hector Ming. Surprisingly, he's not far from me at all. Good, but before I go after him, a commotion erupts somewhere deep in the forest. Not monsters. Human voices. Wait, not entirely human. Mixed in is something clearer, something ethereal, like water trickling through trees woven with wind. I follow the sound. Through a sprawling thicket of giant ferns, the scene ahead stops me cold. A group of travelers has someone cornered, weapons out, faces lit with greed and hunger. In the center of the ring, a young girl is curled up against the roots of a massive tree. She is not human. Pointed ears peek through silver white hair, her skin so pale it is almost translucent, her silver hair matted with blood, her emerald eyes burning with fear and defiance. She is an elf, a native of the stellar realm. In my memories across 1,000 rebirths, the elves are among the oldest races on this continent. They live in harmony with nature, gifted with powerful magic and lifespans that stretch for centuries. But as God's trials keep descending, waves of travelers flood the stellar realm, and the elves' territory is devoured piece by piece. Their race is nearly extinct, and this girl, my Death God's Eye sweeps over her. Her life force is draining fast, multiple wounds cut deep enough to show bone. But what shocks me is the magic surging inside her, the bloodline power of elven royalty. Mind your own business. The lead traveler turns around, takes one look at me, and his expression shifts. He clearly recognizes me, but greed beats fear. This elf is worth a lot. The system says killing a rare race gives special rewards. If you want to cut, we can work something. He never finishes. I'm already in front of him. The Soul Eater Scythe drives through his chest. Since you know my name, the rest of the group finally reacts and rushes me all at once, as if they could ever be a match for me. The forest falls silent quickly. I wipe the blood from my face, pull the blade free from the last body, and turn to face the elf girl. She is still curled against the roots, clearly frozen by what she just watched. Her lips tremble slightly, but she never begs, defiant, but mostly terrified. In her eyes, travelers and invaders are the same thing. I crouch down, trying not to look threatening. What is your name? She is quiet for a moment. Nari. Her voice is hoarse and faint. Your wounds are deep. They need treatment. I take a healing vial from my inventory and set it in front of her. Nari stares at it for a long moment. Then a trembling hand reaches out and takes it. She bites the cap off and pours the liquid over her wounds. The green fluid soaks into her skin and the cuts begin to close, visibly, before our eyes. What about your people? Her body goes stiff. Dead. Just 2 words, like they cost her everything. My father died defending our home when the last trial came down. My mother, 3 days ago, was killed by... She glances at me, hesitates, then says, invaders. The entire Jade Forest clan is gone. I am the only one left. The elf race faces extinction. In every past life, I never encountered an elf survivor during round 2, which means in the original timeline, Nari, most likely, would have already been dead by now. It was me who scattered those travelers and changed her fate. But for some reason, watching her bite that lip with quiet stubbornness, something stirs in me. 1,000 rebirths. I have seen more death and despair than most could imagine. My heart long since turned to iron. But right now, looking at this elf girl who has lost everything, she reminds me of who I used to be. Do you know of any other elf settlements nearby? Nari shakes her head. The Jade Forest was the last one. The elves have no home left, anywhere in the stellar realm. I go quiet for a moment. Then I stand. Come with me. She looks up, emerald eyes full of confusion. I'm grateful that you helped me, but I won't follow a traveler. Your kind destroyed my home, killed my people. I'm not here to destroy this world. I cut her off. My voice is flat, but carries a weight that leaves no room for argument. I'm here to take down the gods. Nari's eyes go wide. In elven legend, the gods are untouchable. They created the stellar realm. They created the trials. No one, elf, human, or any other race, has ever dared say such a thing. But Nari knows. These are the same gods who treat every living thing in this world like livestock, as if all of them exist only to be killed by travelers. And yet this traveler standing in front of her is a traveler, who speaks of killing gods like it is the most obvious thing in the world. You're insane. Maybe. I glance back at her. But do you have a better option? Nari is silent. Then slowly, painfully, she pushes herself to her feet and stumbles after me. My name is Nari Elwyn, last princess of the Jade Forest. Her voice holds a quiet defiance. I'm not following you. I just don't have anywhere else to go. I don't look back, but the corner of my mouth lifts slightly. Maybe this. Rebirth is the one where I finally find a way to kill a god. As we move through the forest, I don't slow my leveling pace for a moment. Her recovery is faster than I expected. The royal elven bloodline gives her a healing ability that far surpasses any human. Within just half an hour, she is walking on her own. What surprises me even more is her fighting ability. When a pack of goblins bursts from the bushes, Nari raises her hand instinctively, and a vivid green vine erupts from the earth, wrapping 2 goblins in mid-air. Nature's force, the innate magic of the elves. Her injuries cut the spell short at just 3 seconds, but it reveals everything about her potential. You can still fight. Elves don't show weakness in front of outsiders. She lifts her chin when she says it, but her face is white as paper. putting on a brave face. I say nothing. I turn and clear the remaining goblins without a word. Then the tracking skill sends a ping. Someone is close. My eyes go cold. Wait here, don't move. Nari frowns. Where are you going? To settle some old scores. Hector Ming. That name appears in almost every one of my 1,000 rebirths, always attached to pain. In past lives, he betrayed me more than once, and hurt the people closest to me more than once. I don't give him a chance to react. My body flickers and vanishes into the deep forest. He is the most despicable human being I have ever known, bar none. Betrayal, backstabbing, kicking someone when they are down, even those words feel too mild for what he is. In my 7th rebirth, he sold out my location for a single piece of gear and got me surrounded and killed. In rebirth 123, he finished me off while I lay wounded, slitting my throat with his own hands. In rebirth 409, he killed Jia himself. Her screams still echo in my nightmares. 1,000 cycles, not one exception. No matter how I alter the timeline, no matter how many chances I give him, this man is rotten to the core, a monster wearing a human face. So starting from my 500th rebirth, I stopped hesitating. Every life, if I see Hector Ming, kill on sight. Deep in the forest, a hunt is already underway. Yuna's left leg has been slashed open to the bone. Blood soaks through half her pant leg. She leans against a tree, her face drained of color, leaning against that tree, face as white as bone, lips faintly purple from blood loss. Zane stands in front of her, short blade raised, his grip hand split and bleeding, but his eyes don't waver. And in front of them, Hector Ming and 6 of his men slowly close the circle. Nowhere left to run? Hector grins, grass stem hanging from his lip. Be good, and I might let you live. Hey sweetheart, you're not bad looking. Stick with me and you'll be living like royalty out here. Shut up. Zane's voice is ice. Ooh, look at the backbone on this one. Hector tilts his head, a flash of cruelty crossing his eyes. Then let's break that backbone first. Snap it clean, and see how tough it really is. All 6 men move at once. Zane is no pushover. His blade deflects the first 2, but the 3rd man's spear punches through his shoulder. The 4th man's iron rod crashes into his back. He drops to one knee, teeth clenched, refusing to fall. Hector saunters over, towering above him. Still fighting it? He lifts his foot and grinds it into Zane's wound. Zane lets out a muffled grunt, veins rising on his forehead, but not a single cry escapes him. Interesting. Hector pulls his foot back and turns to look at Yuna. Since he won't cooperate, he never finishes. A pitch-black scythe rests silently against his neck. The blade sits less than a millimeter from his carotid artery. Hector goes rigid. He didn't even sense anyone approach. Rigid. Not a single footstep. No wind, no shift in the air, as if death itself had condensed out of empty space. Don't move. My voice comes from behind him, as calm as a weather forecast, but the dim blue runes pulsing along that scythe radiate something that chills a person to the marrow. Not just killing intent, that is the scent of death itself. All 6 of Hector's men freeze, the arrogance on their faces replaced instantly by fear. They recognize that weapon. In round 1, everyone heard the legend. The Soul Eater Scythe, weapon of the Black Scythe, first place champion of round 1. That's the Black Scythe, one of the men says, voice trembling. Hector's throat bobs. Cold sweat slides down from his temple, drips onto the back of the blade, a faint hiss, like something is eating through the metal. He forces a grin, his voice suddenly dripping with false warmth. Hey, let's talk this out. We don't have any beef. The debt between us is more than you could pay back in a lifetime. Hector's pupils shrink hard. What? We've met before? You only need to know one thing. I pull the scythe back and step back. Hector thinks he's getting away. His body lunges forward on instinct, desperate for distance, but he freezes after half a step because he looks down. His right hand is gone. He freezes because he looks down and sees. His right hand is simply gone. The stump is mirror smooth. Not even a drop of blood yet. Today you die. Then the blood erupts. Hector screams and staggers back, left hand clamped over his wrist. His 6 men finally snap out of it and raise their weapons on instinct, but their movements look frozen to me. Death God's Eye activates, 6 bodies, every fatal point glowing clear. Heart, spine, temple, every single weak point locked under a dim blue mark. I move. The first man catches a flash of black across his vision, then feels a cold line across his throat. He looks down. Blood is pouring from the cut. He cannot even raise his hand to cover it before his legs give out. The second man swings back at me. His blade is still 3 inches from my face when his arm flies off. Then the scythe follows through with a clean horizontal sweep, splitting him at the waist. The 3rd and 4th men rush from both sides at once. I don't dodge. I charge straight in. The Soul Eater scythe carves a half-moon arc through the air, leaving a trail of dim blue light behind it. Both men fall in opposite halves. The last one, the biggest of them all, feels his legs give way. His weapon slips from his fingers. He crashes to his knees. Please, spare me. The Soul Eater scythe falls. Spare me, start to finish, under 4 seconds. 6 bodies. The smell of blood spreads through the forest. Hector collapses to the ground, shaking like a leaf. Those 6 men, every one of them had survived round 1. Every one of them carried strength and reflexes beyond human limits. But in front of this man, they were as fragile as paper. Hector finally grasps one truth. The man in front of him exists in a completely different world. You can't kill me, he screams himself hoarse. Every trace of arrogance and mockery is gone, replaced by naked fear and raw survival instinct. If the population drops, the quota for completing the mission decreases. Killing me does nothing for you. I walk toward him slowly. Every step I take, Hector crawls back 1 step. His back hits a tree. Nowhere left to go. Please, His voice breaks like a rat with a hand around its throat. I can work for you. I have intel. I know things about everyone. I can and you can what? I stop in front of him and look down. Death, God's eye. Hector's life thread flickers like a candle in the wind, weak and pathetic, ready to go out at any moment. You can sell out my location in the 7th life. You can slit my throat in the 123rd or in the 409th. I crouch down. The tip of the scythe rests under his chin. Tip of the blade under his chin. Cut down my sister, right in front of me. Hector's pupils go tight. He has no idea what I am talking about, but the hatred in my eyes, cold and absolute, makes his very soul tremble. I don't know what you're talking about. Hector sobs and wails, face slick with tears and snot. I swear I don't know. We've never met. Please let me go. I'll never. You're right. You don't know. Because those things haven't happened yet. I stand. The scythe rises. Hector's scream cuts off. A mass of gray soul energy rises from the body, absorbed by the Soul Eater scythe. I look at the 7 bodies on the ground without expression. Zane and Yuna have witnessed all of it from start to finish. Yuna's face is drained white. She covers her mouth, fighting back the sickness rising in her throat. That overwhelming, emotionless way of killing, like stepping on a line of ants. Zane swallows hard. Both of them bow quickly in gratitude, but both instinctively keep their distance. Thank you for saving our lives. Zane's voice is slightly rough. He hesitates, then can't help himself. You and that man, it seemed personal. One word. No further explanation. Zane is smart enough not to push. After we part ways, I return to where I left things. Nari is still there, leaning against a tree, waiting. The moment she sees me, her emerald eyes flicker slightly, then her gaze drops to my clothes, my arms, the dark red stains on my face. You're covered in blood, not mine. I know it's not yours. She pauses, emerald eyes calm and steady. 7. A few seconds of silence. They deserved it. They deserved it. She picks up a broad fern leaf nearby, soaks it in the stream and walks over. Lower your head. What for? You have blood on your face. Lower your head. I lean down. She rises onto her toes, using the damp leaf to gently wipe the blood from my cheek. She doesn't ask why I killed them, doesn't ask who they were. No fear, no disgust. As if this is the most normal thing in the world. He went out, killed people who deserved it, came back with blood on his face. Just clean it off. That is all. Done. She steps back and checks her work. There's still a bit. Forget it. It won't come off. We'll wash it properly when we get back. With water. Thank you. For what? She turns her face away, the tips of her ears faintly pink. Let's go. Don't you still have leveling to do? I watch her walk ahead without a word, then follow. Over the next stretch of time, Nari and I clear monsters and push levels together. Along the way, I learn more about the state of the stellar realm. The fall of the elves was not simply caused by the traveler invasions. Long before that, the angels had already begun, systematically weakening every native race. Before the travelers ever arrived, the angels were already running a calculated campaign to strip every native race of its power. The elves' sacred tree was poisoned, the dwarves' ore veins were sealed off, the beastmen's territory was forcibly shrunk. All of it moves on the gods' board. The elves have a prophecy, I say as we walk. About the final reckoning. Nari stops dead in her tracks. How do you know that? I know a lot of things. In the ancient legends of the elves, when the light of every race has been devoured by the gods, a soul from within the cage will shatter the heavens and bring forth the final reckoning. The outcome of that war will decide the fate of 2 worlds. A soul from within the cage. Nari murmurs the word slowly, her emerald eyes turning toward me. You said you're here to fight the gods. You're the one in the prophecy. Don't jump to conclusions. I cut her off. Across 1,000 rebirths I have confirmed, I am not that person. The voting window arrives quickly. All travelers are pulled back to the starting point to elect a zone commander, a hulking man named Stone Zhao, with a criminal background, who killed plenty of people in round 1 through brute force alone, is currently using intimidation to bully everyone into voting for him. He spots me returning and storms over with full aggression. Submit to me, I'll let you live. I draw the Soul Eater scythe. Stone Zhao takes one look at this weapon that radiates the stench of death and breaks into a cold sweat. He finally realizes he has picked the wrong person. Is that so? Stone Zhao grits his teeth but doesn't move forward. The reason I hold back is because I need him to become zone commander. In round 3, I can use his command override, because I need him as zone commander. In round 3, his command override will be very useful to me. The final vote comes in. Stone Zhao is elected zone commander, and the angel, exactly as I expected, publicly announces the commander's limitations on command override. It can only be used 10 times and cannot be used on any traveler with an unlocked talent. Stone Zhao's face goes green. Then the angel announces that the only traveler in this zone to complete a hidden talent awakening is him, the Black Scythe. Every pair of eyes in the zone snaps toward me. What they don't know is that this means I am the only person the zone commander cannot control. Before all souls are transported back to Earth, I look back one last time at where Nari stands. She is not a traveler. She won't be pulled out. She stays behind. I'll be back next round, Nari. She turns away, pretending not to hear, but I notice the tips of her ears have gone pink. Back in the real world, I don't rest. Time is short. I need to find someone, a key person. Mia Yi, one of the allies I need to recruit. More importantly, she carries the one-of-a-kind hidden talent, Guardian, which boosts all stats of nearby allies by 50%. She also has the Guardian rune, which generates a shield for up to 5 targets. In team combat, that kind of ability is priceless. Based on my past life memories, Mia should be working at a dessert shop right now. I find her quickly, a girl with her hair in a ponytail, busy wrapping cakes behind the counter. She looks up when I walk in and blinks. You're my classmate, right? Kai, Lin. I act like I've never seen seen her before in my life. This matters. Experience from past lives taught me, if I'm too familiar right away she gets suspicious, but if she thinks this is an unexpected reunion, she opens up far more easily. Sorry, I don't really remember you. Mia's expression flickers with hurt for just a second, then returns to a smile. That's okay. I'm easy to forget. What can I get you? I order a tiramisu, then quietly slip her extra money when I pay. This is way too much. Think of it as a tip for the hard work. Mia goes still. After a few more chance encounters, we exchange contacts quickly. She is a straightforward girl, trusts people easily. That is both her strength and her greatest weakness. At a group dinner, she tells me about her ability on her own. 50% boost to all stats. That's incredible, I say, looking over the attribute panel with genuine amazement. She blushes. It's really not that impressive. I can't even fight. She has no idea how terrifying that ability really is. In round 1, I received a random gold egg. The payout is random, but luck only affects how many coins drop. With Mia's boost, the result is maximized beyond any doubt. Under her boost and the slaughter rune combined, I open the random coin pouch. 9,999 gold coins. Maximum payout. In 1,000 rebirths, I have never seen that before. Mia also hands me a glowing purple crystal. A magic crystal, she says. Something she found by chance during the trial. It's beautiful, she says. Beautiful, she says. She found it during the trial. Beautiful, but she has no idea what it does. I stare at the crystal, and a storm rises in my chest. A purple magic crystal, the rarest of the 7 types, the rarest of all. Once the socketing function unlocks at level 20, it boosts every single stat at once. The late game value of this thing is beyond calculation. This matters a lot to me. Mia smiles. You've done so much for me. A stone is nothing. She has no idea this stone is worth a fortune. Soon, round 3 begins. The moment my soul is pulled, I feel something different. The destination is not the stone city from last round. It is a fortress surrounded by high walls. At its center stands a massive crystal relic. This round, we are divided into zones again. The travelers in my zone are dropped inside the fortress, 4,900 of us. An angel descends and announces, with a smile, the rules everyone dreads. Guard the relic, keep it intact for 3 hours, and advance. 1,250 advance. 3/4 are eliminated. The rules are simple. Every 30 minutes, monsters launch a wave of attacks on the relic. The traveler's job is to defend it. Final rankings are based on kill count. Top 1,250 live. The rest die. Stone Zhao sees right through it. Whoever kills the most monsters wins. And since he holds command override, this round should be easy for him to control. But then the angel's next words drop him into freezing water. The zone commander may use command override this round. However, if the commander is killed by a traveler, the killer immediately inherits the commander position. If the zone commander is killed by a traveler, the killer inherits the title and the 10 command override uses are fully reset. Every cold, calculating eye in the room locks onto Stone Zhao. I walk up beside him. Don't be scared. I'm not here to kill you. I can keep you alive, but you do exactly what I say. His pride gets the better of him. He refuses. I already saw this coming. Then from this point forward, whether you live or die is not my problem. While the others scramble for the commander position, I have already left the fortress and headed straight for the forest, because I know Nari is still there. Sure enough, at the ruins of the Jade Forest, I find her. She sits alone beneath a dead sacred tree, beside her, a bundle of withered flowers, the elven way of honoring the dead. You came back. Her tone is flat, but I notice the redness at the corner of her eyes. I told you I would. She gives a small nod. Come with me. The trial zone is nearby. I need to grind levels, and if you stay here, the next wave of travelers will find you. Nari stands, brushes the dust from her skirt. I'm not coming because I'm scared. I know. I just don't have anywhere better to be. I know. She makes a small sound of dismissal and walks ahead. Wrong way. I point in the opposite direction. The tips of Nari's ears go deep red. She turns without a word. Back in the trial zone, I throw myself into leveling hard. Round 3 has monsters in overwhelming numbers. Combined with a triple experience bonus, the efficiency is staggering. Every time the Soul Eater Scythe kills, the Soul Reap talent automatically draws in a portion of soul energy, permanently boosting my stats. Nari watches from the side, eyes wide, as Soul Reap keeps pulling in soul energy, permanently strengthening me. Nari stares in disbelief. What kind of monster are you? A death god? You're joking. No. She's quiet for a moment. In Elven legend, death god is not a concept that exists. We believe souls return to the Tree of Life. Maybe, but a death god is standing in front of you right now. Nari turns away, and mutters something in Elven under her breath that I can't make out. By the time the 3rd wave ends, I have reached level 20. The system unlocks a new function, socketing. I immediately socket the purple magic crystal Mia gave me into the Soul Eater Scythe. A faint violet pattern blooms across the blade. Every stat rises at once. At the same time, the Death God talent's 2nd stage unlocks. Eternal Night domain fully opens. New skill unlocked. Night of Death turns a 1-kilometer radius into permanent darkness. Inside that darkness, the Death God's attack power doubles and attack speed increases by 50%. All targets outside the Death God's side have their vision severely limited. Death God rune obtained. Attack power plus 100% during the day. Attack speed plus another 50% at night. Night of Death. In an instant, centered on me, every source of light within 1 kilometer is swallowed. The sky turns pitch black. Only my eyes burn with a dim blue glow. The fourth wave of goblins surges in and is swallowed by the dark. Inside the eternal night domain, they stumble blindly in all directions, and I move through the darkness with a soul-eater scythe. Like a death god walking through the dark, every slash a precise harvest of life. Through the black, only the goblins' dying cries, and the sound of the scythe cutting air. Nari stands at the edge of the darkness, emerald eyes fixed on that figure, harvesting everything in the black. Her heart pounds, not from fear, because inside that suffocating darkness, that figure radiates something that makes her feel inexplicably safe, like the only lighthouse in the night. After clearing the fourth wave, I hit 20,000 gold and buy the recon skill. Meanwhile, Stone Zhao's side has completely fallen apart. The fourth wave comes as powerful werewolves, 10 times the number of surviving travelers. Stone Zhao has burned through all 10 command overrides already. He wasted the last few forcing others to act as human shields. Now he can only beg me for help, but I look at him coldly. Once you've used up your command override, you have no value to me anymore. Adults live with the choices they make. Stone Zhao's face turns ashen. Then one of his men, a large man named Marco, suddenly lunges out, catching Stone Zhao off guard, and drives a blade through his chest. Sorry, I just want to live. System notification. Marco has killed Zone Commander Stone Zhao. Commander position inherited. Marco looks back at the pack of travelers behind him, hungry-eyed as wolves, and drops to his knee in front of me without hesitation. He swears loyalty. Everything is going according to plan, but my next move chills him to the bone. I order him to use his command override on 10 of his men and destroy the relic. Marco's jaw drops. The angel said destroying the relic brings severe punishment. Choose punishment or death. He shuts up with a sharp ringing crack. The relic shatters. System notification. Relic destroyed. Mission failed. Divine Enforcer will arrive in 30 minutes. The travelers erupt into panic, but for the first time in a long while, I smile. The real game is just beginning. Soon, the Divine Enforcer descends. She drifts down wrapped in golden light, face serene, smile gentle. Some poor souls actually think she won't kill. Then thousands of blades of light rain down from above. 300 travelers are annihilated in the first wave. I use the chaos to loop around, behind the Divine Enforcer. Death God's eye locks onto her weakness. The Divine Enforcer has no sense of hearing. Vision is her only sense. I leap, release Death Mark, damage boosted by 120%. Combined with the Godslayer title's double damage, the Soul Eater's scythe drives straight into her eye. One hit, 40% of her health gone. She screams in agony and releases a barrier to trap me, but I know every one of her moves. In the last second before the barrier closes, I break free. I circle back around and slash out her other eye. Blind now, the Divine Enforcer goes berserk, releasing volleys of light blades, firing in every direction without aim. Night of Death. Darkness swallows all light in an instant. Inside the Eternal Night domain, the light blades lose most of their power. I move through the black. One slash severs her left wing. Another takes the right. The Divine Enforcer enters a near-death state, triggering her passive skill, Final Radiance. 60. The Divine Enforcer in near-death triggers the passive skill Final Radiance. Immune to all damage for 60 seconds. I move to a safe distance and wait in silence. 60 seconds pass. The light fades. The Soul Eater's scythe sweeps a perfect arc and takes her head. Congratulations, Divine Enforcer defeated. Level up by 3, 8,000 gold coins rewarded. Bonus reward of 4,000 gold coins. Title obtained, Defier of Divine Judgment. Reduces damage from divine beings by 80%. Condensed Divine Sense obtained ×1. Divine Radiance rune obtained. My level reaches 30. The Divine Radiance rune pumps my intelligence up by 30 points directly, boosting skill damage by 30%. This is the real reason I destroyed the relic. Only by killing a Divine Enforcer can you earn rewards that are impossible to obtain through any normal path. The angel descends again and announces the rankings. Zone-wide first place. Black Scythe. Kill count 3,631. Every traveler present falls silent. Someone whispers, "Is he really level 30?" When the angel reads the elimination list, thousands of travelers who fell short are consumed by flames, reduced to ash. Yuna trembles so hard she can barely stand. Zane grips her hand tight, and Nari stands in the shadow of the trees in the distance, watching in silence. Her emerald eyes reflecting the sea of flames. Her expression unreadable. This is the world of travelers. Brutal and cold. The strong devour the weak, but the man who calls himself a death god stands before thousands and says, "Are you just going to stand there and watch your own kind get slaughtered?" Nari's heart lurches. She suddenly thinks, maybe, the prophecy in elven legend is not just a legend. Back in the real world, I begin the next phase of my plan. First, eliminate a threat. Xavier Zhang. He obtained, during the trial, the Flash rune, and that rune is what sets him on a path of destruction. In past lives, he used the blinding effect of the rune to commit countless crimes in the real world. But what makes him truly dangerous? He eventually finds the Mind rune, a rune that can read anyone's thoughts. With that in his hands, he is nearly unstoppable. In past lives, he kidnapped Xia and used her as leverage to force information out of me. In the fight that followed, I lost an eye. So every rebirth, I move first to find him, and take the Mind rune before he can. This time is no different. I put on a mask and head to an abandoned warehouse. Moonlight pours through broken windows and scatters across the floor. Xavier Zhang is already here, searching for the hidden mind rune. The gods have hidden special items in the real world too, and only a handful of people know where to look. When he sees a masked figure in the doorway, his face shifts. Who are you? Here to borrow something. Borrow what? I raise the Soul Eater scythe. The blade catches the moonlight, glowing cold blue. Your life. Xavier triggers the flash rune. Blinding white light erupts from his body, but the next second, blinding white light bursts from his body. But 1 second later, night of death. Darkness swallows every trace of light. Inside the eternal night domain, there is no such thing as light. I take it from him. The mind rune, freshly activated. The mind rune can read a target's innermost thoughts. With this, my meeting with Marcus Chin will go perfectly. A 5-star hotel on Saturday, one of Marcus Chin's hidden assets. 1,000 rebirths have given me secrets most people will never know, but today, I play the wide-eyed kid who knows nothing. Zane Su arrives first. He freezes the moment he sees me, a college student barely 20 years old. How could he possibly be the major shareholder behind $280 billion in investments? Every flicker of doubt is captured by the mind rune. Marcus Chin arrives fashionably late silver suit, black cufflinks. Every inch of him radiates wealth and cold distance. The late entrance is deliberate, a power move. I shake his hand with the most timid smile I can manage. He orders a feast fit for royalty. Put on a show. The wide-eyed kid seeing this world for the first time. I eat like I haven't seen food in days. Marcus watches and decides I'm no heir to any powerful family. This young and already this successful, did someone back you up? I just turned 20. That's not exactly young anymore. Every coin I made, I earned myself. You're 20. Even if you started earning from the day you were born, there's no way you built hundreds of billions on your own. I put on my most naive face. Oh, I'm nowhere near that impressive. My first big break came from a single investment that multiplied. Then I tell them the real reason behind everything I've built. During a trial, I obtained a special talent, foresight. You're joking. Zane Su clearly doesn't buy it. To put their doubts to rest, I reveal secrets about Marcus Chin that no one should know. As the eldest son of the 5-star group, he was never taken seriously by his own family. He built Stellan Group in secret, and this hotel is one of his hidden assets. Zane Su demands to know where I got my information. But Marcus Chin goes quiet, lost in thought. Then I play my final card. What if I told you I have intel on trial 4? Would you still think I'm bluffing? The composure drains from both of them instantly. I tell them this trial isn't about killing monsters, it's traveler versus traveler. Within 2 minutes, the coldest man in the room is leaning forward, deadly serious. If your foresight is real, he sets down his glass, eyes locked on mine. I will back your plan completely, because for Marcus Chin, advance intel before every trial would be priceless. But the truth is, I'm no prophet. I'm someone who has been reborn 1,000 times. The prophet identity's just safer. If the truth about my rebirth got out, the higher angels, even the gods themselves, could come for me. But foresight, that's a talent people can wrap their heads around. It won't raise too many flags. Walking out of the hotel, I exhale slowly. The first piece is on the board. Next, I need to get trial 4's intel to Mia Ye. When we meet, I pull up in my new sports car. The moment Mia sees it, she freezes. Is this actually yours? Get in and find out. Mia, curious as ever, asks, how much did this cost you? I answer casually, 9 million. The number hits her like a wall. 9 million? Do you know how many small stores you could open with that? In my entire life, I'll probably never even see 9 million. Don't sell yourself short. A few days ago, I had nothing to, and look at me now. But Mia isn't listening anymore. She's completely lost in her own world. He has hundreds of billions. And he's here driving around with me. Does he like me? This feels like a date. A blush creeps across her cheeks. I watch her daydream and say, Mia, there's something I need to come clean about. She hears it as a confession. Her brain short circuits. Confession? I clear my throat twice, cutting through the tension. Come clean, as in tell you something. Mia waves her hands, laughing it off. She's joking, she says. Inside, she's already died 1,000 deaths of embarrassment. I get to the point. The reason I have this much money isn't luck. It's because I have a future rune A. Future rune. Mia's face lights up. Your rune sounds incredible, but why tell me something this personal? I give a small smile. Told me about yours, didn't you? Seems only fair. Mia laughs, like a kid with no guard left. Saying what's really on your mind actually feels really good. Then she asks why I told her about my rune, my secret. I tell her, if I hadn't told her the truth, she wouldn't believe what I'm about to tell her. Then I give her the trial 4 intel. Mia is stunned. She doesn't know what to do with it. And clearly she has no idea how serious this is. I warn her 3 times. Watch everyone around her. Mia sees how much I care and drifts back into her own world. He cares this much about me. He must like me a little. If he asks me out, should I say yes? After dropping Mia off, I find myself oddly thrown. 1,000 rebirths, and I'm only now realizing she has feelings for me. But this is good. Now I have an emotional foundation to work with. I can keep Mia close more easily now. Trial 4 arrives on schedule. The moment my soul lands in the stellar realm, the air feels completely different from every trial before. An angel descends and announces the rules. Trial 4, Traveler versus Traveler. Each traveler receives 3 life badges. Each death costs 1 badge. Lose all your badges. Permanent death. The top 500 badge holders advance. The killing window opens in 24 hours. Eliminations before that don't count. This trial is brutal in a way the others never were. Your enemy is no longer a monster you can predict. It's someone just as smart, just as dangerous. The angel's voice fades, and the arena is already electric with tension. My first move, leave the crowd. Run toward the Jade Forest. Sure enough, beneath the dead sacred tree I find her. But this time, she's she's not alone. 7 or 8 small figures surround Nari, elven girls huddled behind her, watching me with the same wide emerald eyes as Nari. Where did you find them? Nari's expression softens, something I rarely see. After you left, I found them deep in the forest, the last survivors of the Jade Forest, all of them, just children, 7 elven kids. The oldest looks around 10 in human years, the youngest maybe 4 or 5. They press close to Nari like she's the last family they have. Their parents. Nari shakes her head. Go quiet for a moment. This trial is traveler versus traveler. The forest will be more dangerous than ever. You can't stay here. Nari frowns. Then where? Come with me, I'll find somewhere safe. You always say that, she grumbles, but she's already turning to round up the elven children, telling them to pack. I notice in the time I was gone, Nari has built a small camp. Rough, yes, but the vine-woven walls and leaf-covered bed show she never stopped caring for these kids. You've been doing this alone? Elves don't abandon their own. She says it like it's obvious. One of the smallest elven children tugs at my sleeve. She looks up at me, speaking in broken common. Are you the really strong one? The one Nari talks about? I glance at Nari. Her face goes crimson. She snaps her head away. I never said anything like that. I just told them about last time. Nari said you chased off the bad guys and beat a really big angel. The little one bounces with excitement. Nari looks like she wants the ground to swallow her whole. I can't help it. I laugh. It's the first time in 1,000 rebirths that I've laughed like this. And meant it. I lead Nari and the elven children to a hidden cave at the edge of the trial zone, somewhere most travelers won't bother going. Once they're settled, I get to work. Trial 4 has 2 core objectives. First, collect badges, stay in the top rankings. Second, kill Marco and trigger the hidden mission. Since becoming zone commander, Marco's ego has been out of control. He fell out with his crew the moment Trial 3 ended and they returned to Earth. Once Trial 4 begins, his first move is to use his remaining command override to come after me. What he doesn't know is this: there's a hidden mission trigger. Kill the zone commander in a specific trial and a path to the deep trial zone unlocks. Something I need is waiting there. Hunting Marco down, I run into plenty of other travelers. Most give me a wide berth the moment they spot me. A few aren't saw smart. They try to ambush me. They all end up the same way, one badge short and crawling away. I don't take their lives. Just the badges. Death God's Eye lets me see every weakness, every attack trajectory. Combined with my maxed out agility, every ambush is pointless before it starts. Finally, in a field of ruins, I find Marco. 7 or 8 travelers flank him, all forced under his command override. Well, look who showed up. Marco sees me and squeezes out the most pathetic smile he can manage. Perfect timing, actually. There are a few idiots who need dealing with. The Soul Eater scythe is already at his throat. Marco's smile dies. Your usefulness ends here. The blade falls. Congratulations. You have eliminated the current zone commander and triggered a hidden mission. The Abyss Gate is now open. Marco's 3 badges and Zone Commander authority transfer to me instantly. The authority I don't want. By the rules I can refuse it, and I do, because I know the Zone Commander role carries heavier and heavier penalties in every trial that follows. It's a title that looks powerful and gets you killed. Right where Marco died, the Abyss Gate opens. A pitch black vortex tears open in the ground, breathing out something deeply wrong. I jump in. The other end opens into a vast, dark red space, the deep trial zone. Stronger monsters than anything in the regular trial zones, but far richer rewards. In here, I find what I came for, the Shadow Rune. This rune lets its user vanish completely in shadow, invisible even to an angel's detection. For me, this rune will be critical when I face the higher angels down the line. Leaving the deep trial zone, Trial 4 is almost over. When I return to the cave, Nari is teaching the elven children to weave grass rings. Moonlight pours through the cave entrance and catches her silver hair. The whole scene is still as a painting. You're back. She said it so many times now, but each time her voice carries just a little more warmth. I'm back. The smallest elven child's name is Little Ye. She's not afraid of me anymore. She runs over and shoves a lopsided grass ring into my hand. For you. Nari says wearing one keeps away nightmares. I look down at it. A few seconds of silence. Thank you. Nari is watching from the side, the corner of her mouth barely lifting. That night, once the elven children are asleep, all of them, Nari and I sit at the cave entrance. The stellar realm's night sky is breathtaking. Stars blaze in shades of blue and green, nothing like the sky on Earth. The distant tree of life glows faintly, and the wind carries the scent of flowers. Thank you, Nari says suddenly. For what? Thank you for not killing them. Most travelers who find elven children either kill them for the loot or take them as slaves. You're the first one who helped. I'm not a good person. I know. She hugs her knees, chin resting on them. You've killed a lot of people. I've seen it. But you've never killed the innocent. That's enough. A long silence. What does your people's future look like? I don't know. Her voice drops. The elves have no future. The sacred tree is dead. Our land is taken. Every adult warrior is gone. All that's left is these few children, and me. There is a future. How would you know? Has your foresight kicked in again? Not foresight. A promise. I look her in the eyes. Nari goes still. Those emerald eyes hold the whole sky, and my reflection. When all of this is over, I will find the elves a new home. She opens her mouth, then closes it. She turns away and swipes quickly at the corner of her eye. Elves don't cry in front of outsiders. I know, so I'm not crying. You're not crying. Trial 4 ends. My soul snaps back. Back on Earth, I throw myself into every front at once. Marcus Chin, seeing how precisely my Trial 4 intel played out, now trusts my foresight completely. He reaches out first and proposes a full pivot for Stellan Group. You were right. His voice is low on the other end of the line. Tech path is a dead end. The traveler economy is rising. Got gear, medicine, intel. These are the currency of what's coming. And that's not all. I lean back into the couch. Within 6 months, governments across the world will start rolling out Losto-managed travelers. But law will never keep pace with power. You need to build a commercial empire covering the entire traveler ecosystem before those laws hit. A few seconds of silence. How far does your foresight reach? Far enough. The call ends. Zhao walks in carrying a cup of warm milk. What level are you? This kid has been burning with envy lately. Apparently her roommate's boyfriend hit level 11 and went through class awakening. Brags about it at school every day, 1 level above her boyfriend. I answer without looking up. Can't let people know my real level. A level 30 traveler. If the wrong people find out, Sia becomes a target. Even so, Sia is practically glowing. You're incredible. I'm going to school tomorrow to show everyone. Grow up. She makes a face and runs back to her room. I shake my head and get back to work. On the investment side, Stellan Group's stock is climbing exactly as predicted. By my memory, within 3 months, it will be the largest traveler economy company in the country. But that's just the surface play. Quietly, I'm doing something else entirely. Buying up abandoned land across surrounding areas, quietly so no one notices. Past memories tell me that in 6 months a spatial rift will open between Earth and the stellar realm. Creatures from another world will pour through, and the rift will open right where I've been buying. When that happens, this land becomes prime hunting ground for travelers. The value will surge 10,000 times over. More importantly, control the hunting ground, and you control how every traveler gets their resources. That's real power. Days blur past. In the gap between each month's trials, my life runs on multiple tracks. 1. Real-world strategy, working with Marcus Chin, expanding the land holdings, managing a world growing more chaotic by the day. 2. Prepping for the next trial, upgrading gear, buying skills, training alongside Mia Ye. And 3. Before every trial ends, I stop by the cave to check on Nari. As the trials go on, I spend longer and longer in the stellar realm, and Nari's attitude toward me shifts from wariness and cold distance into something harder to name. She stops saying, I just have nowhere else to go. Now it's, when are you coming back? Once I bring materials looted from monsters and patch up the cave. You can't live in a cave forever. Elven ancestors lived in worse. But you were a princess. Former princess. She crouches by the stream, scrubbing the clothes, little ye dirtied silver hair trailing into the current, carried by the water. I don't know how long I stare. What are you looking at? She doesn't look up. Nothing. Liar. The mind rune can't read an elf's heart. I'm not using the mind rune. Then what are you looking at? You washing the clothes. What's so interesting about that? You're doing a good job. She finally looks up. Those emerald eyes glare at me, but the corners of her mouth betray her. She says softly, boring. That's the feeling. A stillness and warmth I have never once felt across 1,000 rebirths. Like a light appearing suddenly in endless dark. Trials 5 and 6. My level climbs to 50. Death God's 3rd stage unlocks, Soul Reap, full form. Every living thing I kill, its soul energy is fully absorbed. Once that accumulated energy crosses the threshold, the 4th stage unlocks. At the same time, my team keeps growing. Marcus Chin is now my official ally. His Dark Knight talent has reached the 2nd stage of awakening. Combined with my Eternal Night domain, the two of us together are nearly unstoppable. Zane, Sue, and Yuna join the team. Yuna's summoner talent advances during Trial 5. She can now summon powerful elven guardians. Mia Yi's guardian talent provides team-wide buffs and shields that are decisive in every group fight. Meanwhile, in the stellar realm, Nari is no longer just the elven princess I happen to save. Through trial after trial, her strength has grown at a stunning pace. The royal bloodline of the elves is awakening. She can control every plant and natural element within 100 meters. More importantly, her knowledge of the stellar realm goes far beyond any travelers. Ancient ruins, hidden treasures, forbidden zones, secrets only a native would know. They give us an edge in every trial. She also introduces me to other locals of the stellar realm. The Dwarven Master Smith, a hot-tempered red-bearded dwarf who raises his hammer the moment he sees a traveler. When he learns I help the elves, he grudgingly agrees to deal with me. His weapons and armor leave system store gear in the dust. The young Beast Tribe warrior, Ray's Baru, 2nd son of the Silver Wolf clan. In a traveler raid, he lost an arm and came out fiercer than ever. He despises travelers but holds Nari in deep respect because the elves once saved the Silver Wolf clan a century ago. Then there's the mysterious half-elf alchemist, Vesper. No one knows her real name. She sells rare potions on the black market. These stellar realm locals gradually form a network in this world, a power centered on me, quietly taking shape across 2 worlds. But not everything is going smoothly. On the eve of Trial 7, I received troubling news. Through his intelligence network, Marcus Chin has uncovered a shadowy organization operating on Earth. Every member is a high-level traveler. They call themselves the Chosen. The Chosen preach that travelers are the chosen people of the gods. Ordinary people should bow to traveler rule. This idea resonates deeply across the traveler community. More and more travelers are stepping outside the law, using power to bully ordinary people. What's even more chilling, the angels may be pulling strings behind the Chosen. If the angels are backing this organization, Marcus Chin's voice comes through the phone, heavy and cold, then the gods don't just want to wipe out humanity through the trials. They want to fracture the survivors from within. That's exactly how they work. You know this? I've seen it. Marcus goes silent. He stopped questioning my foresight a long time ago. Then what do we do? Cut the roots before they grow. That's also also why I've been buying that land. Control the resources, and you choke every traveler organization at the throat. After the trial ends, I make a decision no one expects. I'm bringing Nari to Earth. Death God's third stage has fully awakened. The energy built up through Soul Reap has reached something deeper, the barrier between worlds. In 1,000 rebirths, no one has ever successfully brought a stellar realm native to Earth. The barrier was put in place by the gods. In theory, it cannot be crossed. But what is the Death God talent at its core? Mastery over death. And the barrier's nature is a kind of ending. It ends all connection between worlds. If Death God masters endings, then I can tear that gate open. That night, in the clearing outside the cave, I raise the Soul Eater scythe above my head. Every ounce of stored soul energy floods into the blade. It becomes a mass of deep blue flame. Nari stands nearby, holding the smallest child, her emerald eyes reflecting the flame. You're really doing this? Her voice trembles slightly. Tearing the barrier open could alert the gods. Let them come. I bring the Soul Eater scythe down with everything I have. The blade cuts through nothing, and yet space tears. A black spatial rift rips open in midair. Through the other side, city lights blur into view. Death God talent stage 4 awakened. Spatial tear. You have gained the ability to open a gate between two worlds. Warning. This action has been detected by a higher rank angel. I don't care. Let's go. I hold out my hand. Nari looks at it, then back at the children behind her. Then she places her hand in mine. I'm not coming because I'm scared. I know. I'm coming because... She doesn't finish, but her grip is tight. We step through the rift together. Nari's first reaction to Earth is nothing like I expected. I thought she'd be stunned by the technology. Skyscrapers, cars, screens everywhere. But the first thing she looks at isn't any of that. She stares up at the sky, her expression unreadable. There's no trace of the tree of life here. Earth doesn't have a tree of life. I know. It's just strange. She looks down. The air here feels like it has nothing in it. Earth's natural energy is far thinner than the stellar realms. For an elf whose power runs on nature's force, this place must feel like a wasteland. You'll adapt. Shah sees me walk in with a silver-haired girl with pointed ears, and her jaw almost hits the floor. She, who is, this is Nari, an elf from the stellar realm. She lives here now. An elf? Shia circles Nari 3 times, then reaches out and pokes the tip of her ear. Nari jumps back instantly, ear tips flushing red. Don't touch an elf's ears. Sorry, she's so cute. I'm not cute. You're incredibly cute. Where did you even find someone this adorable? EC. Another world. Seriously? Very. Shia and Nari click instantly, probably because Shia has never met a stranger in her life. In truth, by elven lifespan, Nari is well over 100, but she reads like a human 18-year-old. Within a week, Sia's already calling her Nari like they've known each other for years. Nari starts adapting to life on Earth. She learns to use the microwave. She tries instant noodles for the first time, and eats them 3 days straight. Her verdict on television: Earth people trap stories in a box. She uses nature's force to fill the dead balcony flower pots with blooms. These small, ordinary moments, they finally give this cold luxury apartment something like warmth. One evening, I'm working in the living room when Nari steps in from the balcony. You're still not sleeping. There are things to handle. There are always things to handle. She sits across from me, those emerald eyes steady on me. In the stellar realm, you're a warrior. Back here, you're a businessman. How long are you going to keep this up? Until it's over? And when is it over? When I've beaten the gods. She goes quiet for a moment. You said you would find a new home for the elves. I haven't forgotten. I know you haven't. She looks down at her hands. I just want to say, you don't have to carry everything alone. I look up. Her expression is serious. None of the old stubbornness or cold distance. Just steady, quiet warmth. There's an old saying among elves, even the hardest stone needs the softness of water. You don't have to face all of this alone. I stay quiet for a long time. 1,000 rebirths. 1,000 solitary fights. I have spent so long carrying everything by myself, every weight, every loss alone. But now, looking into those emerald eyes, I find myself thinking, maybe this time I don't have to be alone. Okay, just one word. But Nari smiles, completely unguarded, completely real, more beautiful than any sky in the stellar realm. It doesn't last. Before Trial 9, warnings come from every direction. Higher rank angels are getting involved. In every trial before this, only lower rank guide angels and divine enforcers appeared. But starting from Trial 9, the trial overseer will be an arbiter angel, second only to the throne angels in the angel hierarchy. An arbiter's power is in a completely different league from a divine enforcer. In memories from past lives, the first time an arbiter angel appeared, it slaughtered over 10,000 travelers. Even a team of top-tier travelers above level 70 COD barely hold their own. On top of that, my spatial gate has already been detected by the higher angels. They're watching me. Be careful when you go out. I can take care of myself. I'm not questioning that. Then what are you? I know. She cuts me off. You're worried about me. I don't deny it. And what about you? Who worries about you? No one needs to. Liar. Trial 9 begins on schedule. The moment I enter the stellar realm, the pressure hits differently. The air is thick with a golden force, the forewarning of an arbiter angel's judgment domain. The trial itself is unlike anything before. Travelers must survive 24 hours inside a massive maze, fighting off endless waves of high-level monsters and each other. The arbiter angel roams the maze at random, appearing without warning, passing judgment on those she deems guilty. And I have killed a guide angel. I have defeated a divine enforcer, have torn the barrier between worlds. I am, without question, her primary target. Deep in the maze, I find a safe zone for Nari and the elven children. Grimtooth is there too, driven out of the dwarven land's last trial, now wandering this zone with his last few apprentices. Kid, the old dwarf swings his hammer. You've really done it now. An Arbiter Angel is nothing like those trash before. I know. Then why are you walking straight into fire? Because if I don't, what comes next won't just be an Arbiter Angel. In 1,000 rebirths, the pattern is clear. If the Arbiter isn't dealt with at this stage, what comes later will be far more terrifying. Better to take on the Arbiter while I still have a chance. I begin setting up across the maze. Using my tracking and detection skills, I map the Arbiter Angel's exact movement pattern, then lay a trap along her path. Not a physical trap, an information trap. I leave traces of my presence at a few key spots, leading the Arbiter Angel toward a specific location, the deepest chamber of the maze, a space sealed off by an ancient barrier. That place was once used by Stellar Realm natives in ancient times to imprison monsters. The seal has weakened, but its remnant power can still interfere with an angel's divine energy. Once everything is set, I walk in alone. The Arbiter Angel arrives exactly on cue. She is far more imposing than any divine enforcer, golden armor covering her from head to toe. 6 wings spread wide behind her, holding a sword blazing with divine light. Sinner, her voice is cold and absolute. You have committed the following crimes: slaying a guide angel, defeating a divine enforcer, and illegally tearing the barrier between worlds. By divine law, your sentence is eternal annihilation. I tighten my grip on the Soul Eater's scythe. Try me. The fight explodes in an instant. The Arbiter Angel is far faster than any divine enforcer. The Sword of Judgment comes down in the span of a blink. My agility is maxed out, and I still barely dodge. The blade grazes me, leaving a streak of blood. In a straight fight, even with both the Godslayer and Defier of Divine Judgment titles boosting me, I'm not her match. But I never fight a battle I haven't already won. Night of Death. The eternal night domain expands. Darkness swallows everything, including the Sword of Judgment's light. The Arbiter Angel lets out a cold scoff. Her judgment domain strikes back. The golden force pushes against the dark. The two domains collide with brutal force. Then, the ancient remnant power sealed within the chamber activates. The ancient seal begins corroding the Arbiter Angel's divine energy, like acid eating through metal. What is this? The Arbiter Angel's voice drops. This chamber was used by the ancient people of the Stellar Realm to seal away monsters. The seal has weakened, but it still works on divine beings. Did you think I chose this place by accident? The Arbiter's power is suppressed by at least 30%, but even suppressed, she is terrifying. Every strike of the Sword of Judgment carries world-ending force. I dodge with my life on the line, wounds piling up across my body. One dodge fails. The Sword of Judgment drives through my left shoulder. The pain whites out my vision for a split second, but I don't step back. Deathmark, damage amplification, soul reap, overload. I channel all soul energy into the Soul Eater's scythe, burning future potential as fuel, detonating several times my normal damage in a single blow. The blade falls. One pair of the Arbiter Angel's wings is severed. She lets out a shriek of pain. The Sword of Judgment swings wildly. Golden light floods the chamber, but under the combined weight of the ancient seal and the eternal night domain, her attacks grow weaker with every second. Finally, the Soul Eater scythe drives through her chest. Congratulations, you have defeated the Arbiter Angel. Level increased by 5, rewarded with large amounts of gold and rare materials. Title obtained, Enemy of the Gods. Doll attributes permanently increased by 20%. Obtained Arbiter Angel Core ×1. I drop to my knees. Every inch of my body is broken, but I won. Nari is the first to reach me. The moment she sees me covered in blood, those emerald eyes fill. Don't cry. I'm fine. I'm not crying. She keeps talking while her nature's force works over my wounds, her fingers shaking badly. Elves don't cry in front of outsiders. Right, you're not crying, so stop looking at me. Don't cry, I'm fine. I'm not crying. She says it again, hands still moving, still trembling. Elves don't cry in front of outsiders. Right, you're not crying, so stop looking at me. I steal a glance. A tear slides down her pale cheek and drops onto my wound. Elven tears are said to heal wounds of the soul. Whether it's just my imagination, the wound genuinely seems to hurt less. Trial 10, the most critical trial in 1,000 rebirths. Because in memories from past lives, after this trial, the higher angels launch a great purge against Earth. Throne angels descend directly to Earth to wipe out every traveler who has gained power. If I'm not fully prepared by this trial, Earth will face true annihilation. Everything is already in place. Marcus Chin's Stellan Group has become the largest traveler organization in the country. He has quietly built an elite traveler combat unit. Zane, Su, and Yuna run the intelligence network. Mia Yi's Guardian talent has reached stage 3. Full team-wide buffs and shields. Grimtooth has forged me a completely new set of gear, dark gold armor forged from rare Stellar Realm metals, fused with the Arbiter Angel Core. Ray's Baru leads the Silver Wolf Clan warriors alongside other Stellar Realm natives to form an allied force. Everything is ready, but the angels move faster than I expected. The moment Trial 10 begins, rifts tear open across the sky. Not one, dozens, descending through Thamare's 7 throne angels. 7. In past life memories, during the Great Purge, only 3 throne angels were sent. The rifts appear in the sky, not one, but dozens, descending through them. 7 throne angels. In past life memory, only 3 were sent. This time the number is more than double. Have I changed too much? The butterfly effect. A completely different future. My foresight fails for the first time. Every scrap of intel built across 1,000 rebirths becomes unreliable in this moment. But there is no time to hesitate. The fight erupts instantly. Marcus Chin leads the elite unit against 2 throne angels. Zane Su and Yuna lead the Traveler Alliance. Mia's shields spread across the entire battlefield. And I face 3 throne angels. Eternal Night Domain at full force. The Soul Eater scythe carves arc after arc through the dark. Every strike carrying soul reaps power. But throne angels are in a different class from arbiter angels. 3 against 1. Even at over 50 levels, I can't fully hold them off. Wounds multiply across my body. The Eternal Night Domain starts collapsing under the pressure of 3 throne angel domains combined. Then, a flash of emerald light shoots in from the edge of the battlefield. Countless vines erupt from the ground. They wrap around one throne angel's wings. Nari, what are you doing? Get out of here. But she doesn't move. The royal elven bloodline erupts. Her silver hair surges with nature's force and turns emerald green. Her entire body blazes with brilliant light, Shace burning her own life force. The pride of the elves will not let me retreat in front of my allies. Her nature's force holds the throne angel for 5 full seconds. 5 seconds is enough for me to kill the other 2. But the cost, the 3rd throne angel breaks free of the vines, and a beam of divine light drives straight through her body. Time seems to stop. I watch her body fall slowly. The silver returns to her hair. Those emerald eyes find me. Her lips move. Just barely. I run. I catch her. Nari, she smiles. Weak, but so gentle. Promise me, Kai Lev. I've always believed you're the one the prophecy speaks of. Her eyes slowly close. The emerald light fades, piece by piece, like the last sacred tree in the stellar realm, dying out. In that moment, 1,000 rebirths of memory go dark. Only one thing remains, rage, pure, unstoppable, rising from the deepest place in my soul. The Soul Eater scythe shakes violently in my grip. Every rune on the blade ignites at once. Deep blue flames erupt from the edge. Every ounce of energy stored through Soul Reap releases in a single instant. Death, God talent, ultimate awakening, gate of the underworld. Darkness pours out from within me, not the widespread dark of the eternal night domain, something deeper, something far more terrifying, as if death itself has stepped into this space. The gate of the underworld opens, a passage to the realm of the dead. The gate of the underworld, within its range, all life faces the death judgment. Any being weaker than death god will have their life stripped away directly. The throne angel who struck, Nari, trembles the moment the gate opens. She tries to flee, but the gate holds her in place. You think you can run, too late. The Soul Eater scythe sweeps through. The throne angel turns to ash, but the gate of the underworld has one more ability, Soul Seal. Under the power of the gate, the death god can capture a departed soul, seal it within a specific vessel, preventing it from fading or passing on. I drive the Soul Eater Scythian to the ground. I press my palms together. The deep blue flame becomes 10,000 threads of light wrapping around Nari's body. Her soul, a single point of emerald light, rises slowly from her body. I reach out and cradle it gently in both hands. Then I seal her soul into the Arbiter Angel core. Emerald patterns bloom across its surface, like a heartbeat slow and steady. Wait for me. I hang the core around my neck, pressed against my heart. Then I turn to face the remaining throne angels. Every one of you, even the gods, will pay for this. After that battle, all 7 throne angels are destroyed. The cost is devastating. The Traveler Alliance loses more than half its fighters. Marcus Chin is gravely wounded. Zane Su loses an arm. Mia Yi pushes her guardian shields beyond their limit and collapses, unconscious for 3 days and 3 nights. But the greatest cost of all hangs at my chest. The core, glowing faintly green, like a sleeping star. Back on Earth, Sia sees me walk in and throws herself at me. "Are you okay?" The words die before she finishes. Then she sees my face. Nothing like before. Not cold, not calm. Something hollow that she has never seen. "Where's Nari?" A long silence. "She's asleep for now." Shia sees the glowing core at my chest. She understands everything. She doesn't ask again. She just holds me tight. The days that follow are long. I pour everything into 2 things. First, build the forces, prepare for the final war against the gods. Second, find a way to bring Nari back. The soul seal is only a temporary measure. Her soul is preserved inside the core, safe from fading, but unable to wake. To truly revive her, I need something that can rebuild a body and perfectly fuse it with a soul. In the ancient records of the stellar realm, there is a legend, the seed of the tree of life. The elves' sacred tree died centuries ago, but legend says it left behind one seed before it fell. A seed holding the most primal life force in the stellar realm, capable, in theory, of reshaping anything, but no one knows where it is. I begin a long search. Every trial, beyond completing the required objectives and leveling up, I spend every trial beyond the necessary tasks and upgrade searching the stellar realm for clues. Grimtooth connects me with the ancient dwarven archives. Ray's Baru takes me into the beast tribe's forbidden lands. Vesper points me toward a few possible leads. Meanwhile, things on Earth are moving fast. The Chosen have actually grown stronger since the Great Purge. They claim the Purge proves travelers must unite against the angels, but their idea of unity is just traveler dictatorship. Marcus Chin's Stellan group stands in direct opposition to the Chosen. Governments around the world are finally waking up to the traveler threat and forming special task forces, but conventional military force is nearly useless against raw power at this scale. My identity as the Black Scythe is now public. Level 60 Death God. The man who defeated a throne angel. Whether traveler or ordinary person, everyone sees me as one of the most powerful individuals of this era. The Chosen send people to test me again and again. My answer is simple. Kill on sight. Every one of them. Mia Yi stays by my side throughout this time. She knows what happened to Nari. She knows I hold the core in my palm every day and speak a few words to the one sleeping inside. One evening, she finds me sitting at the floor-to-ceiling window. Are you okay? Yeah, you're not. She sits down beside me. You know, from the very first day I met you, I could tell you were different from everyone else. You seem to know everything, to see everything coming. But you and everyone else seem different. You always knew, always saw it coming, but you never looked happy. Then I saw you with Nari, and you finally looked alive. You'd laugh, joke around, do pointless things, like patching up her cave. That version of you was the real you. Her voice is quiet, like she's afraid of disturbing something. I've always known she has your heart. From the very beginning. Mia gives a small smile. Her eyes are a little red. Don't get the wrong idea. This isn't a confession. I just want to say, you will find a way. You're the one who— Wait, no, you're the man with foresight. She almost gives herself away. I pretend I didn't catch it. Thank you, Mia. For what? She stands, pressing her eyes hard with both hands. I'll make you coffee. She walks into the kitchen. A soft sound drifts out, quickly swallowed by the kettle's noise. That night, I hold the core and talk for a long time. Nari, can you hear me? Wait for me. I will find the sacred seed. The core glows faintly green, as if in answer. Trial 12. The trial where I find the sacred seed. The lead comes from somewhere no one expected. The Abyss. The Abyss is the most dangerous place in the stellar realm, said to be the stellar realm's own abyss. The most dangerous place of all. A scar left behind by the gods at the moment of creation. The oldest and most powerful creatures in existence live here. Even angels refuse to enter. But according to the Dwarven archives, the reason the elves' sacred tree died is because its roots reach down into the abyss, and the sacred tree's last seed lies buried at the very bottom. I enter the abyss alone. There is no light here. But for a death god who commands the eternal night domain, darkness is home territory. The creatures here make every trial monster look tame. Giant shadow worms, abyss golems, void predators. Any one of them could wipe out an average traveler squad, but I'm already past level 70. The Soul Eater scythe cuts through everything in my path. Soul Reap keeps pulling in energy. The longer I fight, the stronger I become. At the deepest point of the abyss I find it, a seed the size of a fist, glowing with a faint emerald light, encased in a layer of clear crystal. The sacred seed. I tuck it carefully against my chest. Back above ground, the elven children Nari once cared for have grown quite a bit. Little Yi, she goes by Yi now. She can use nature's force on her own. Uncle, did you find it? I found it. Can Nari wake up now? Soon. The revival ritual takes place at the boundary where the stellar realm and Earth meet. The same place where I first tore open the spatial gate. The energy of both worlds converges here. Marcus Chin, Yuna, Mia Yi, every ally is present. Grimtooth, Raze Baru, Vesper, the stellar realm allies are all here too. The elven children form a circle, channeling nature's force into the ritual. I press the sacred seed into the earth. Then I place the Arbiter Angel core, holding Nari's sealed soul directly above it. Finally, the gate of the underworld. But this time, I'm no there to take a life. I'm here to give one back. The gate of the underworld runs in reverse. The deep blue flame becomes something soft and warm, wrapping around the core and the seed. The sacred seed stirs. A small emerald sapling pushes up through the earth, growing visibly before our eyes. Its leaves radiate warmth, as though reaching out to hold something. The emerald light in the core grows brighter and brighter. Then it cracks open. A shape of light slips through the fracture and slowly takes form. It becomes a body. Silver hair, pointed ears, skin so pale it's almost translucent. Nari, her lashes tremble barely, and then those emerald eyes open. You, she looks around, looks at herself, then looks at me. How long was I asleep? Too long. You look a little older. I don't. She laughs. That laugh I know so well, stubborn and gentle all at once. Elves don't cry in front of outsiders, and then the tears fall.